ọma ebunye ya elu si ya jide nke o ji na-aga n'iru biko ka anyị gbakọ kịta wee kene na Eze-Ana Eze-Ana ga-adị Eze-Ana Ugochi tubelu nwoke ọma na Oraifite ị ga-adị ọdịnala bụ eziokwu ọdịnala bụ ụzọ ndụ ịma na o nwere olu na-eti mkpu na-asị ụmụ Igbo chigharịa ụmụ Igbo chigharịa kwa mbọsị ọ na-eti n'ụtụtụ n'abalị ọ nọ na nkụzi Eze-Ana Ugochi tubelu onye ọma na Oraifite onye mgbasa ozi ọma ọdịnala gaba n'iru Eze-Ana Ugochi tubelu onye mmanya ji eme ọnụ ọdịnala bụ ụzọ ndụ gaba n'iru Eze-Ana Ugochi tubelu onye ọma na Oraifite onye mgbasa ozi ọma ọdịnala gaba n'iru Eze-Ana Ugochi tubelu onye mmanya ji eme ọnụ ọdịnala bụ ụzọ ndụ gaba n'iru Eze-Ana ga-adị Ugochi tubelu ga-adị Ugochi tubelu tempụl ọ ya adị maka na eziokwu anwa chacha ndị ụka erigo anyị front and back ndị oche eli anyị front and back fadi asị kala aka ghọrị ụmụ Igbo si anyị rapụ nke anyị na nke fe ka mma bulu Baịbụl bịa akwụkwọ akụkọ mepekwa chọọchị fa okwu n'ụka bịakwa
ụtụtụ ọma na ụgbọ ọdịnala Igbo. We are here today n'oge awa nke eziokwu maka ndị ọbụta abụ izizi ha na-afụ m na soshal midia maọbụ n'eziokwu TV kpọọ m Ogbuefi Eze-Ana Ugochi tubelu na Oraifite is in Anambra State. Maka ndị ọbụta abụ izizi ha na-afụ m agwana nga afa m abụ m onye isi nchụaja na Ugochi tubelu ọdịnala temple. Anyị na-agba afa miri emi nụkwazi ọrụ mmụọ dị iche iche. Abụkwazi m onye isi nchụaja na Ọdịnala Restoration Evangelical Mission bụrụkwa onye mgbasa ozi ọdịnala Igbo. So you can call me an Ọdịnala evangelist. I will answer. My mission is to help people live better life. Today's topic is why you should drop your slave master's name. Why you should drop your slave master's name. Afa ndị anyarị ji wee gbaa anyị uru. Then ka anyị gabazie n'iru. Ọkwa dị mkpa echefuna na aja anyị na-achụ kwa ọnwa nke ọnwa Julaị ebidogo. Yes, ejegori m n'isi ụtụtụ achụ aja gọọ ọfọ n'isi ndị sonyere anyị. Ị ka nwekwara ike join maka na ọ emonthly ritual. Eji m ndị niile sonyere anyị na nke ọnwa Jun enwetachago ihe onyonyo nchịkọta ya. Mana dịka isi malụ anyị anaghị eshi ihe ọrụ na soshal midia maọbụ na ebe ọbụla. Anyị anaghịkwa eshi ekwu testimony mana I can tell you na ike dị na aja a na-achụ n'Igbo maka Igbo n'igwebe ike. Esigo na aja atọ ọtụtụ ndị mmadụ na-agbụ. Anyị malitere ịchụ aja close to 3 years now. I can tell you na anyị nwere lots of testimonies. Yes. Isi na aja ihe ị ga-eme forward ya 3 prayer requests. You make a token donation to the account number. If you chat me on WhatsApp, I will give you other details we need for you in order to book you. Yes. My WhatsApp number is 0805 78 37672. I repeat 0805 78 37672 or 0813 82 43 871. I repeat 0813 82 43 871. Like you all know, today's topic is very unique. If you pay attention, you will learn something that will help you for life. Yes, today's topic will come in English because we want to carry our brothers and sisters along. We'll try to balance it. Yes, so that you will understand very well. Yes, as you are joining us, keep sharing, so that your brothers and sisters, friends and well wishers will hear directly uh, from me. Yes, so let's continue. Today's topic is very unique because you will learn something that will change your life for good. Names are very unique. Names play a vital role in one's life. Names play vital roles in one's life. I will start by citing biblical quote. I want to quote Bible because I know that most of you, at least 80% of my audience, have come across Bible directly or indirect. So for that reason, I will use the book you are used to cite some examples for you. I know you have read a story concerning Jabez. Yes. Jabez is a name given to Jabez by his mother. You know why? Because mother of Jabez passed lots of pains. Yes, during and before he got pregnant. Yes. So because of that pain he passed through, he named his child Jabez, meaning pains. And that name and what follows them, let me tell you what you don't know. Like I always say, what you don't know remains a mystery to you and not to all. The name you bear on earth has great impression in your spiritual forces. Is a declaration. Name is not just formality's sake. So whenever you are giving name, think twice. But I will advise you to always pay attention giving your origin. Name that has to do with your origin. You get why? Giving foreign names to you, to your children and subordinates, you can be doing more harm than good to you, spiritually and otherwise. Whatever a name you choose to bear on earth determines what you will be experiencing here on earth, because it's your declaration, it's your intention, it's your longing. I remember, I will use myself as an example. When I was born, I was given name by my grandmother. She says, he pleaded with my parents that this one, that she want to give me a name. That after that, my parents can continue giving other children name. But for me, she on her own decided to give me a name. So he gave me name Chukwunonyelum. Chukwunonyelum, meaning God be with me. Let me tell you what happened. He told me that when I was born, he told me what transpired and what necessitated and why she gave me that name. When I was growing up, I don't like the name. Yes, I hated the name because for me, I was thinking that the name is unisex name. So I don't like it. Without thinking about the meaning. Yes, so I preferred my English name, which is Paul. I'm coming. So, but something happened. When I was born, I happened to be the first child of my mother. So, my mother, since she not experienced then, invited her own mother to come to the hospital to stay with her. So, when my mother invited her mother, so at that particular night, I began to cry. So my grandmother took cod leaf oil. You know cod leaf oil they normally give children, gave it to me. So after giving me that cod leaf oil, I continued crying. To the extent that it attracted the attention of the nurse. They came and they start asking what is happening. My grandmother, with her innocent mind, told them that I was crying. So he gave me cod leaf oil. The nurse people shouted on her, why should you give without nurse's authority? This and that. It's like you want to kill your grandson, this and that. You know, the woman felt sad. No, that even when she used to give birth, that he normally give cod leaf oil. So he did what she thought that he was the best thing to give to me that time. So that there is no way she will intentionally decide to harm me, the grandchild. So the nurse people was like, keep abusing her, whatever, whatever. So the maintainer was like, God be with me. That what I did is act of happiness for my grandchild. So after that, he now said that prayer that God, please be with me. You understand? That what I did is all about my love and the interest I have for my grandchild. Say, God be with me. And because of that, he named me Chuku Nonyelum. Are you getting me? So that's what necessitated my grandmother to give me that name. And believe in me, that name was a beautiful name. But I didn't know because I was once onyeriri. I was once brainwashed. I believe that anything that is come from Ndanya, the white, she is superior more than us. I was given beautiful name without knowing it. Yes, but I threw that name to the mud. When I threw that name was the name my grandmother and my parents used to call me. But when I began my educational journey, I chose to bear Paul, thereby throwing the original name given to me. Yes, by my grandmother and approved by my parents. And when I threw that name out, without knowing that throwing that name to the mud, to the garbage, throwing that name out is the beginning of my downfall. Without knowing it. All my school days I choose to bear Paul. Without even knowing the meaning of Paul. My parents gave me second name Paul during my baptismal stuff. So throughout my school days I bear Paul. Without knowing that even this name I'm bearing is bringing me down. Do you know that when I was answering Paul, I keep meeting downfall? Because what I'm experiencing is not what I deserve. I walk like elephant, and eat like ant. Small, very small thing. Because I didn't even know that even the name I bear, Paul, means small. Look at me now. I'm 6'2", 6.2 feet tall. Do I in any way resemble the name I choose to bear on earth? Paul? No way. I did not deserve it. So without knowing that name I bear small, keep bringing me down to be small in life. Until the same thing keep happening. Till when I realized, when I came back to Eze-Ana, I realized that I'm doing myself more harm than good by keep answering that name. Believe in me, I began to see light. I began to grow. Yes, I keep growing till today because I threw that name to the mud. I rejected Paul because I said, this is not my portion. I can never be small. I went to the Lord's gate where I threw that my original name, the first name I was given. when I was small. In fact, that name was given to me the day my mother gave birth to me in the hospital. Yes, I rejected the name originally, my original name, my native name, Chukwunonyelum. I rejected it out of ignorance. I don't know what you are passing through. Maybe you are one of those people that rejected their original name. I rejected it until when the bandage fell from my eyes, I realized that there is nothing more unique than that your native name you bear. Your ancestors and your relatives and all the forces that came from your roots bears witness that that is the original name they want you to bear here on earth. That is why some areas, some people, for them to do consultation for you, they need that your native name. Even if I'm doing consultation for you, I prefer that your native name, because that your native name will give me access to your roots. However, sometimes I will ask you for your native name. I will now ask you if you mention your native name. You know, people now once they mention their native name, they mention English name. No problem. I still take two of them. But the one that normally help me to go down deep to your roots is your native name. The English name can only guide me to the bastardization, what you have done to yourself, because you are bearing that slave master's name. So I will advise you to drop your slave master's name today. Our ancestors even did that. Yes, I can mention great personalities of Igbo sons and daughters that drop their names, their foreign names, slave masters name. Ihe abụ afa ndị ọcha ji wee gbaa anyị oru. Afa ha ji wee gbaa anyị oru. I remember some of them, our forefathers that rejected theirs. Like the Mbono Jike, like Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe. You know the story now. Yes, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe rejected his name, called Benjamin. Yes, he rejected his name, Benjamin. When he realized that these, our slave masters, don't really love us, he rejected it in protest. Are you following? So not today. I just want to mention prominent people you know. Yes. You know, all these our ancestors, all these great Igbo men. Then have you realized that our great Igbo men, Timbers and Calibers, doesn't bear English name? You noticed it? You remember Dim Odumegwu? You remember? You remember the former president of Ohaneze Ndigbo, Dr. Dozie Ikedife? Did you see English name there? You remember many of them, even Uchu Zedi or Amma Uchu Okafo Nunu, all of them rejected their English names. I can cite more examples why you should drop your slave master's name. It brings their doom. It brings more harm than good to you. I use myself as an example. When I was answering Paul, I wasn't great. I remained small. What I achieved now, when I came back to Igbo spirituality or Eze-Ana, and threw away that name that is bringing me down, I rejected it. The only problem I'm having is that I have used that name to do BVN. So in my account detail, you can still see Paul, but I don't know actually how to remove it, because I have already used it to do my BVN many years ago, when the issue of BVN just came out because of my bank details. But anywhere I will be, anywhere that I was invited, anywhere they invite me, the MC already know that, introduced me with my native name. So spiritually I have rejected the name. So the issue, the implication and the consequence of that name is no longer effective in me, because I have nullified it. So if you are one of such people that is bearing those devastating names that is bringing you down, please, I will advise you to reject it. So you need to do something that is very unique, very symbolic, something that will change this your name, negative name, spiritually. Take a look at what Jabez did. Jabez prayed and asked God Almighty, please change this name for me. Gbanweelu this name. Change this name because this name has brought more pains in my life. And when it pleases the heavenly forces, they changed that name for Jabez. And things began to turn around for Jabez. Are you following? So what I'm telling you is today, these things you are running from pillar to post, from one pastor to another, could be as a result of negative name you are bearing. Negative name you are bearing can bring negativity around you because our forefathers, in one of the Igbo adage says, Afọ onye na-edu ya. Afọ onye na-edu ya. Meaning your names and what your name represents follows you knowingly and unknowingly. So today, as you are knowing this thing, I will advise you to do the needful and reject this name spiritually and physically, so that it will be for your own good. So what am I saying in essence is this: the issue of Jabez is there in the Bible. No need of quoting the quotation because you know it. It's one of the old stories in the Bible. Even I remember some of these our ancient musicians. They have used story of Jabez to say release some music. So what am I saying? Pay attention to the name you are bearing. In fact, I will advise you to reject your slave master's name. Bear that name that we are called first. Remember, in Igbo spirituality, children are given names. Some the names they bear here on earth was name they received vision before they were born. Some the name they will bear has been given to them even when the woman is still bearing the child in her womb. Some the name was given to them the day they were born. But in officially, Igbos normally name their child 8 days after birth. Yes. So the name can come a day to 8 days after the child was given birth to. So what am I saying? If you are bearing slave master's name, I will advise you to reject it because it will not give you the best. So I have already used the story of Jabez as an example. And I can tell you, I have already also quote my own name. Paul simple means small, little. I'm not little. Naturally, God Almighty have molded me that I'm a tall person, 6.2 feet tall. Yes, I'm very tall. Now, how can you balance it? Somebody, the nature, have already made me to be a very tall and good person. Now, how can you now justify and give me name that contradicts my nature? By giving me that name little, I've already conflicted with my structure, the way I was built by nature. So you can see there is no harmony between my own personal physics and the name that I was given. So there is confliction. So for that reason, it cannot all go well. So, and since I rejected that name that doesn't befit me, and I adopted my original name, which is Chukwu Nonyel, believe in me, God has always been with me. Whenever I call upon the name of God, He answers me. Because that is the original name given to me, and that is the original name God Almighty and my spiritual forces want me to be here on earth. That's why my grandmother was urged to give me that name. They used my grandmother to name me. So the name I later bear, which is small, that doesn't befit me, is a name that was given to me because my parents has uh, link with church people. So it's later belief that what necessitated giving me another name that doesn't befit me. So I don't know the names you are passing through. Yes, we have so many names people bear today. That okay, look at you now. You're a lady. You be telling me, Eze-Ana, I have been dreaming. Anytime I dream, I will be seeing snake in my dream. I will be seeing snake in my dream. Have you asked yourself what your name means? If there was for any reason in the spirit world that they wanted to call you your name simple means snake. Example, if your name is Linda, from the original interpretation of Germans, they will tell you that Linda simple means snake, serpent. Yes, if you want to add it Spanish interpretation, it simple means beautiful snake. So if your name you bear and the name the spirit knows you for is a serpent or snake, then why can't you be saying snake in your dream? Because Afonye dey bear. By name, you have already have some certain things that is very similar and something to share with his name, snake. Then that one alone is enough for snake to be coming to you because you and snake are sharing one name. So sometimes people don't really understand what is happening in their life and why some of those things are happening. So I'm warning you for your own good. It's better you throw away that your slave master's name. I will even advise you to take your original name. I remember one woman that I used to go her own prayer when I was small. See, when I grew up a little bit as just a young boy. Yes, Sister Mary Ogekema in Uruala. She used to run a ministry then. It's a Catholic ministry anyway. So he used to run that ministry then. But I didn't recognize why whenever I want to build book prayers in her ministry, they will ask you to book the prayers with your native name. It's now when I came back to Ordinary, I now understand what she's doing. Your native name is name the spirit knows you for. Or unless you choose otherwise. Unless you choose otherwise. If not, your name and what your name signifies will be following you. So I will advise you to, if you are one of those people that thump your Igbo name. Some people will come to my place, they have beautiful name, but they will dump it and choose one yeye name. Maybe the name they thought is they will tell you is a saint name, or maybe the name is sweet. Like the name John. I don't want it to come out from my mouth. Let's just read it from the dictionary so that you will not say Eze-Ana have come again. So read dictionary interpretation about John, what John means. Listen.
Okay, the name John means a toilet.
Thank you. I know my ear is not bigger than your own. You as well, you can go to your dictionary now. Use your dictionary, use your phone. If you don't have dictionary with you and here, use your phone, Google it, the meaning of John. So how on earth do you expect maybe your name you are bearing John as a name? Do you know what toilet means? Trash, waste. Then what will stop you from experiencing trash and waste? Bypass products, expired products. All those things of what your name signifies will be playing in your life, directly or indirectly. It can be bringing waste. It can be bringing something that is not smelling nice, something that is waste product, and so many, something similar to that and then will keep on happening in your life, and you will keep on blaming your uncles, you keep on blaming one person or the other. But ihe na-esi nkakwu isi bịa n'ahụ. But the cause of genesis cause of your problem is in the name you bear. Is in the name you bear. So sometimes your name can put you into trouble. A friend of mine told me a story the other time that someone came to his shop and bought the story looked like some of this might or just story, but I learned something from it. Sometimes somebody's name can put you into trouble. So a guy came to a Yoruba guy he knows so well, then came to his shop, bought a television, all this used television, Belgian, and after paying, he wrote receipt for him. But after discussing for a while, this his friend, who happens to be a Yoruba guy, okay, started going with the television he bought. He paid, but refusing to correct the receipt. So he have gone like some posts away. So him now realized that he did not collect receipt, knowing fully well that those some policemen out there can start harassing him for what he had paid for. He started calling his name, started calling him Latif, Latif. So some people from far distance, they did not even hear him very well. Once they hear thief, when he was telling me this story, I was like, I laugh it. So it looked like these people creating content, I mean. So when he called Latif, so people did not even hear you well. They saw a guy, moving very fast with television. They thought the guy stole the television. Before you know it, they started beating this guy, he's a thief, he's a thief. So by the time he rushed go to there with the receipt. I said, why are you people beating this guy? And I said, we hear you saying thief. He said, no, I did not say thief. I said Latif. Are you following? So you can see that somebody's name can even land into the problem. Do you know why he said Latif? Because the people that gather there doesn't hear Yoruba. They don't even understand that there is a name that has something to do with thief. Are you following? So that name you are bearing can land into trouble, believe in me. Especially those names you are answering, that name you are answering is a foreign name that is very funny to your origin. Okay? This thing that happened to Latif can happen to you. So you better be wise. Yes, you better be wise. And think, answer that your native name, believe in me. Look at, I'm proud Igbo man. You have a beautiful name. You have a beautiful name. You have a beautiful name. You have Chinedum. You have Ifeanyi Chukwu. You have Ngozi Chukwuka. You have Ifeoma Chukwu. Yeah, beautiful name we have in Igbo land. And you leave it and you're answering John. And if they call you John, you will do like this. Oga John. Yeah, what they are calling you that time is Oga Toilet. That's what they are calling you. So you better change this your slave master's name because it's not helping you. If I tell you the consequence and the spiritual meaning of that John, that means toilet, you are answering and you are buga, and when they call you Oga John, you do like this. Oga, his toilet you are thumbing on. So I will advise you why you should drop your slave master's name. When our slave masters colonized us, they gave us names that are very, these people don't have culture. They brought their names that sometimes are meaningless because we are the children of God. We Africans, our names have meaning. Our names has meaning with Chukwu because I already know God before this will come. Huh? Like with Yoruba friends, they answer Oluwa. Yes. They will leave those beautiful names they have and they will be calling some answer Oluwa, Tosina, and the rest of them. You will leave it and start answering John. Who does that? But before you, Erigeri, You have been brainwashed. You believe that your Igbo man's name is superior than your own name. Anybody that will advise you to throw away your identity, what the gods of your land knows you with, is not helping you. The greatest thing he can do to any human being is to remove his identity, making him look inferior. These people came to our land there and bastardized everything. They started telling us that we should, that their own thing is superior, that their names is superior than us, our own name. And we believed in them. Started throwing away our native name, which is our origin, our identity, and began to pick those their names that doesn't really have meaning. You know, what has a better meaning? They don't have good names. They answer cattle, they answer all this manner of things. Huh? Okay, look at Peter. What is the meaning of Peter? Peter simple means to put a rock. And you leave a beautiful name, your origin gave to you, Ifeanyi Chukwu, and the answering rock. You leave a beautiful name given to you by birth, maybe Chinedum. You abandon Chinedum that has big meaning, and you are answering rock, Okute, something that is lifeless. Huh? That Okute, that stone you are carrying up and down, is it not a yoke? Some of these things you are answering has meaning. You might be arguing that there are some people that is answering pit toilet, there are people that is answering toilet, but they are comfortable. Okay? That thing you are calling comfortable might even be a starting point if you return to your roots and start answering a name that has meaning, name that will help you to discover your real you, so that you will be greater. Let me use myself as an example. When I was answering Paul, yes, I thought I have arrived. That time, I can say, okay, that time I'm not hungry. Anyways. But I would have gone far had it been I did not answer that name that is not helping me to grow to the heights destined by nature for me. But since I dropped that name, believe in me, I have achieved in few years, I've achieved what I did not achieve in over decades. I bear that foreign name that is just pulling me down, keeping me down as a little boy. But I can tell you, whatever, even if you think you are feeling yourself well now, while answering these names that have negative vibration against you, if you drop those names, I can tell you, you will do more. You will do more. So that name has a way of pulling you down. So even if you are eating well now, I can tell you that if you drop that your name, yes, and come back to your roots, that you will be greater. It happens to me. Yes, when I was answering Paul, I built downstairs, yes. But when I answering my native name, I built upstairs. Are you getting me? So, and I know I have achieved far greater things now than before when I was answering that military name. So what I can tell you, don't take my advice for granted. Don't say, after I'm answering toilets, smelling thing, bypass product, and all the manner of things that toilet represents. However, I'm feeding my family. I can tell you that feeding your family is not enough. Maybe your destiny is even greater. But your name you are answering may be pulling you down. So stop answering name you don't have or you don't know the origin and the meaning of people that gave that name for the first time. Are you following? People that gave that name for the first time, you don't know the real meaning. So sometimes if you borrow foreign name, you don't know the origin of that people, what actually transpired, why they called that name. But if you answer the name that has their origin, he can explain it from beginning to the end what that name means. After all, our Igbo names in Igbo spirituality often praise God. Sometimes I've told you, use my own case as an example, case study. Sometimes we feel that our names are not sweet because we don't understand the spiritual meaning of that name given to us. Yes. So, what I'm telling you is that today, reject your slave master's name. Those people that came to us in the name of whatever, that they came here is not out of love, but their mission is to take away our identity, then give us all inferior things in order for us to lose our own identity and to enslave us. Let me tell you what you don't know. Do you know that if you hear this music I normally enter studio with, you will agree with me that Ndi Igbo, especially Ndi Igbo, is paining me. How it has way deceive right to this magnitude. Let me give you an example. They are the people that colonize us, the Nigerians. It is the same Anyari people that colonize the Indians, colonize the Chinese. Are you following? Yes, but the Indians keep answering their native names, their native traditional names. Huh? They keep answering their name. They keep answering their name like Shama, all these their names, they answer their name. They still maintain their native names. When the colonial master came to India, they told them, look, you can colonize us, but anything concerning our identity, our name, our way of worship, don't try it, don't near it. That's why the Indians still maintain their Hinduism. The Japanese Shintoism, they still maintain it. Even the Chinese people, they still maintain their names. Because the white people that came to our place, they took away what we had our identity, gave us their own names, their school system. They carry their religion, put not into our school curriculum. CRK has nothing to do with, because it's through CRK and the church this thing, they started giving us those their names, start telling us about Saint Okute. We don't go by about Saint Okute, Saint Peter, meaning Saint Okute. Now it makes you, because they tell you say Peter is a saint, Saint Okute, he use it to abandon Ifeanyi Chukwu, a sweet name given to you. No what you hear, because even that you are challenging your person now is not beyond God's power to save you. You abandon it and go and start bearing Okute, because they call them of saints on it. So what I'm telling you is that all those is the problem you are facing. So they came use CRK to Bana Yoru. CRK has nothing to do with development. The Chinese people, the Indians, they don't study CRK. They can develop phone. They have phone. They have IT. They have televisions and whatever, technical wise. So you can see that CRK has nothing to bring. CRK is just to enslave us. You know why because those countries don't have mineral resources we have. So, but when they came to Africa and Igbo, they are more mean. They made sure that they enslave us in totality. To the extent that that's why he hide the way they remove our own name, for us to bear their own name, to enslave us. They will tell us to bear those names that we use it to go to heaven. Why they are busy taking our own mineral resources, building their own heaven here on earth. Are you following? So what I'm telling you is that all these things they did is just to enslave us the more. So today, as you know the truth will set you free. Begin today, as you are hearing my voice, reject that your slave master's name and go and dust that your native name that you abandoned somewhere else, and believe in me. Only rejecting that your slave master's name and going back to your root name is enough to begin to turn things around for you, because that your slave master's name is causing more harm than good spiritual wise. They gave us those names to enslave us. They gave us the Bible to read while they are there developing their own, using money from our own mineral resources in Africa to develop their place, building their own paradise here, heaven on earth. Why they will ask us to be looking up to that paradise in where I don't know. So what I'm telling you is that go to that your place, whatever, or dustbin where you drop that your native name, go and dust it and pick it up. Tell your ancestors that you are sorry. Tell your chi and the forces of nature that came to this world together with you to help you to achieve their greatness and potential. Tell them that you are sorry, that that you were once brainwashed, that today that you are so sorry, that today you are picking that your name back. I can tell you, putting this name back, taking this your name back and rejecting that name Ejibago, that slave master's name. Only pronouncement and declaration that today going forward, that you are rejecting that your name Paul, that you can never be Paul, small in life. That anything concerning small or little, you have kicking it out in your life. That anything Paul, anything small, anything little is no longer your portion. You are kicking them out. That today you are embracing that your beautiful name. It could be Fanny, it could be Chinedu, it could be Chukunonyelum, it could be Chukwuemeka. Pick them up, and you will start seeing the real meaning and power in that name you are born with. I can tell you that transform this. What is happening when you do this declaration and follow my advice is transfiguration. There are going to be transfiguration, transformation, and everything positive will take on form in your life. Begin from the day you are convinced, the day you hear this my voice and put it to practice. I can tell you, this could be the turnaround you are waiting for. This could be the turnaround you are waiting for, going to one spiritualist and to the other, looking for transformation. I can tell you, rejecting your slave master's name, this particular act is enough to change your life for good. Let me stop here. If you have any question in today's lecture, or you want me to do consultation for you, then chat me on WhatsApp 0805 7837 672. I repeat, 0805 7837 672 or 0813 8243 871. I repeat, 0813 8243 871. As you are hearing my voice, touch the share button. As you are listening and obeying these words, may whatever you lost in life be restored. May whatever you lost in life as a result of bearing those negative names be wiped out. As you are hearing my voice and making declaration today, may whatever you have lost in the past be restored. In the name of the Most High, the Creator of the whole universe. See you tomorrow. We'll go our case. I'm going to go to the